Good morning, everyone. Hello again. Hello. Just called to let you know I couldn't sleep at all tonight. And I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to say hello. I think about you every night when I'm all alone and you're there at home. But I put my heart above my head. We've been through it all, and you love me just the same. But when you're not there, I just need to hear hello, my friend, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, Neil Diamond.
Good morning. Good morning.
affirmative.
Hey everybody, my name's Mark. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thanks for spending a part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we wanted to give you a look at a few things coming up for you and your family around Mile High Church. Come experience Words That Heal, Stories of Identity, next Sunday, presented by Diversity and Belonging. 5 diverse poets will share powerful performances of healing, self-discovery, and belonging. And if you're feeling frustrated or stuck in some aspects of your life, your inner child may need attention. Our Inner Child Journey Workshop offers a safe space for you to nurture the child within.
You know, if somebody I know is going through a health challenge, or someone I know has a family member or friend who died, I don't know what to say. It's all I want to do is be able to be there for them. And I don't know how to do it. Really, I don't even know what grief is. It's complicated and it's quite painful, but there may be a lot of light there too. So that's why I'm really happy that Mile High Church will be having Dr. Alan Wolfelt. He's a teacher and grief counselor who's helped so many people through loss. He'll be presenting Understanding Your Grief Wednesday, April 30th at 7 p.m. And the next day, May 1st, The Art of Companioning the Mourner. So I think we can all come together and learn about grief. I think it would be really good for us individually and as a community.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or connect with us online at milehighchurch.org. And hey, would you look at this tree? Come for the church, stay for the tree.
Good morning, everybody. Feeling good? I'm so glad that Mark did the announcements from in front of my favorite tree out there. So I'm going to do a song. So bring your favorite tree into your mind right now, all right? Happy Earth Day. I love the trees, the way they sway and swing in the gentle breeze. In the early days of spring, the leaves unfolding with the promise they've been holding. It's times like these. I love the trees, I love the trees, the way they keep me cool on a summer day. When I'm free and out of school,
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, band. Wow. It is Earth Day celebration here at Mile High today, and I want to thank you all for your presence. And I'm going to move to the very edge of this platform in gratitude. In gratitude for each one of you, all of you, this incredible Mile High community. You know, sometimes we kind of take it for granted. Sometimes I do. But it's an incredible community. So thank you for your presence today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I'm going to invite my buddy Barry down on the stage for a little honoring here that we have. And I don't want to get in your way. But if you will notice, over to my left, we have the white candle lit today in honor of Pope Francis, who is a good man. Good man. And so I want to read something that he wrote. Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance to themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good, and when you are happy, but much better, when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. Pope Francis. So we're going to just kind of soak in some beautiful music, and then we will open our service with prayer.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
The power of the stillness, the silence, has invited us into that upper room of heart within each one of us. That place of light where the light never goes out. It's a place of God, of Spirit, Almighty God, that precious life that is above, below, and all around about. So we have come here this day to acknowledge that light that burns brightly within each one of us. And I also honor the preciousness, the life of Grandmother Earth, Tonka Sheila, and recognizing that at the very center of her core perhaps is a beautiful crystal bed where violets grow. And she breathes through the trees, and we receive that breath. And so Almighty God, Almighty Spirit, is instructing each one of us this day to recognize like never before that that living Spirit is within us. It does not discriminate. It is for all. So we behold whether a person is dealing with a physical situation, emotional or mental, that the light of Spirit is there massaging and healing and bringing forth that normalcy right here, right now. And just giving thanks for knowing like never before as we stand in truth on this blessed planet, as we witness the twinkling of the stars, the warmth of the sun, that each one of us, we are stewards of life itself. And we are absolute seamless union of the divine. Seamless. So I declare this into being. And I declare the healing energy touching Vancouver, Iran, being with all the families, the children, being with the consciousness of this planet, in and through all walks of faith, recognizing that place of high heart, that place where the light never goes out. So I raise this prayer in thanksgiving, and I release it with gratitude, because it is released to that knowingness, that pattern of law. We call it law, but it's a pattern. And it's always present. It has received these words. It has acted upon them, and it is done. And so it is. Amen.
There was a mighty seed from heaven planted in my heart, and it's opening right now at the perfect time. I've got all I need to grow, the sun, the rain, and friends around me, and love to keep me strong and free. Growing the Spirit, handle me with care, give me water that is clean, fresh air, give me love and understanding, and I'll give you back the same. We're all in this soil together, don't you know? All growing with Spirit, here we grow. All growing with Spirit, here we grow.
Our words of inspiration supporting our Earth Day service today come from Chief Seattle. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect.
This is a reading from Dr. Sylvia Earle. Even if you never have the chance to see or touch the ocean touches you. With every breath you take, every drop of water you drink, every bite you consume, everyone everywhere is inextricably connected to and utterly dependent on the existence of the sea.
This is a song about home base here. How about the Mile High All-Stars right there? Randy Chavez on the guitar this morning, Bijou Barbosa, Mike Marlier, Tom Litch, Rob Lowe. I'm going to switch gears here. We'll see how it goes. Everybody feeling good? Okay, talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I'm always so glad when this works, you know what I mean? I'm the guy that had the cards in his pocket all the time, and it's like, why don't you do that on your iPad, What could go wrong? So it's great to be back. I'm retired, and what that means, thank you. So what that means is I got to get up at 5 o'clock this morning and get here for rehearsal. So it's been a great retirement, but it's great to be back. It's always good to play with the band, amazing group of musicians, and it's always good to be here with you. So thank you for putting up with me. And as a long-standing tradition here, another thing you have to put up with is a picture of my grandchildren, Ruby and Ivy, right here. So in this shot right here, Stephanie took, and I was reading them the Three Billy Goats Gruff. And at this moment, the smallest billy goat was just walking onto the bridge to meet the troll. And you can tell there's a lot of anticipation and wonder. And there's just this sense of awe. And this is my favorite picture because there's just this sense of awe that they're in right there, that childlike wonder. And that's part of what I want to talk about today. So thank you for humoring me. And they're growing up fast, but it's always good to be around them and just to remind myself of what's important. And that's part of really attracts me to being here on Earth Day this year to speak, because when you have grandchildren, you think about Earth Day a little bit differently. You know, that idea that the indigenous cultures have to base your decisions on 7 generations looking forward. It makes a lot more sense when you have grandchildren and you know you're going to be handing things off. So that's part of the gift of Earth Day, that it drops us into our hearts to remember that we're not really owners of the earth. We're just borrowing it for a while and renting it from our children. So a little history. I always like to bring a little history to the party here. The first Earth Day was in 1970, April 22nd, and it was a response to growing awareness about pollution and environmental degradation. And there was a young senator named Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin. Anybody remember Gaylord Nelson? Yeah. So he stepped into leadership for Earth Day, and he could see the enthusiasm that was on the college campuses and the anti-war movement, and a lot of people out in the streets, and there was an active participation from college students and from young people, and he wanted to harness some of that, turn it towards the environment. And so he started as a teach-in. You know, at universities around the country, there was a teach-in, and kids learned about Earth Day, and then it just began to expand. The idea of it began to expand. So when the first Earth Day took place in 1970, there were over 20 million Americans who participated in that Earth Day, cleaning things up, going to demonstrations and marches, and just doing things to raise the awareness of the earth. And 10% of the population, 20 million Americans, were involved in that first Earth Day. And it was a turning point in the environmental movement, really launched it into a new place. And it also helped to create the environmental laws, the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, and the establishment of the Environmental Protection Agency. This is all under President Richard Nixon. Yeah. So that was 55 years ago, and it's still alive today. I'm always glad that we honor Earth Day and celebrate it here at Mile High Church. We have an Earth Day fair going on over in the community center this morning. Lots of presenters over there, some great food from a group called So All May Eat, who were here last year on Earth Day, and they had such a good time they were willing to come back. So I hope that you'll go over after this and check it out, and you can learn ways that you can be in better relationship with the earth and do small things that make a big difference, because we're all in this thing together. And title of my talk today is Our Sacred Earth. We have a ministry here called the Sacred Earth Ministry. There'll be a part of that presentation today over in the community center. But where I wanted to start is in our relationship with the earth, the nature of this relationship. And it really is reciprocal. The earth gives so much to us, so much. And it's our opportunity and our responsibility to give back. the sacred earth thing is really important to me because I can see how this relationship is not only a part of taking care of the earth on Earth Day, but it's about taking care of ourselves, about this connection with earth, this reciprocal relationship that we have, that we need to give into and be more aware of. There was a woman speaking in town this week at the School of Mines. Her name's Robin Kimmerer. And I know a lot of you have read her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, and it just made a big difference for me because she's an indigenous person. She grew up in upstate New York, near where I grew up, and so she's an indigenous culture, but she's also a very highly educated scientist. So she blends those two worlds together. And I think it's a great gift because I think at this time in history, that's what we have to do. We have to see where we are technologically, scientifically, but also to align ourselves with that sacred wisdom that indigenous people had to live with the earth, to live as part of the earth, not just on the earth. She brings a great wisdom to it with her native spirituality. And she can see the gifts that are available in this reciprocal relationship if we give ourselves to it, if we drop into our hearts and see what it's like to actually live on this miraculous earth and to share those kind of gifts. She teaches that the earth does not give because it has to. It gives because that is what a good relative does. Nature is not just a resource, it is a gift economy, a cycle of gratitude and reciprocity. And we're all participants right there. And she weaves that together. This is something that she said. We are showered every day with gifts, but they are not meant for us to keep. Their life is in their movement, the inhale and exhale of shared breath, the transfer of energy. Gifts exist in a realm of relationship. And somewhere along the way in our modern culture, we lost track of that gift and of the reciprocal nature. And we began to see ourselves as separate from the earth, to even be above it in a certain way, more intelligent. Looked back on those indigenous cultures as people that just weren't as advanced. And I think it's important in the time that we're in now to be seeking wisdom rather than just information. We've got all the information we need, don't you think? Anybody here lacking in information? Wisdom is what we need. And indigenous wisdom is something that could help us a great deal right now. We're seeing the consequences of our disconnection, rising temperatures, shrinking forests, polluted waters, an entire species of beautiful creatures disappearing. And these aren't just environmental issues. Most of all, they're spiritual issues. They're human issues. They're issues that we all face, not only by looking at the environment, but within ourselves. Because this sense of disconnection affects us personally, each of us. Because we're made of that same stuff that the earth is made of. Stardust. That soil of the earth. That's who we are. We need to remember that and move ourselves back into a deeper sense of relationship with it. Because when we destroy our habitat, we destroy our teachers, our healers, our best friends. Because there's a difference between the earth and the world. We're living in the world and we're living on the earth. And the earth is inside us. You know, I was drawn to this picture a couple of years ago. I've always kind of carried it with me because I think it's important. This is a picture that was encouraged by the scientist Carl Sagan. Anybody remember him? Carl Sagan, astronomer and scientist. And this back in 1990, the Voyager 1 was launched into outer space to just kind of see what was out there. And it had its cameras shooting out into the darkness of space and all the stars and all that. Carl Sagan got a hold of the people at NASA and said, why don't we have the spaceship turn around and take a picture of Earth before Earth goes out of view. And so that's what this is right here. That's what's called the pale blue dot. He wrote a picture about that. He wrote a book about it. But that picture has always meant a lot to me. That's home base. That's where we live. That's also oneness revealed. You know how we talk about oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all? That's oneness revealed right there, folks. We're all together. And the reason Carl Sagan wanted that picture to come back to Earth, he felt that that would change the consciousness of everybody on Earth if they could see that. If they could see what a miracle it is that we live in. See the sense of wonder that just this place is even here. That we have this opportunity to share this world together. It didn't entirely change our consciousness, as you might have noticed. But I think it was a great idea. And I think it's still possible. Because it begins with our consciousness. As we move closer to the earth, we start to see the world that we've created here. 8 billion of us now live on this earth. 8 billion people live on this earth. And we see all our divisions and our boundaries, nations, politics, religions, economies, ideologies, you name it. And now also we can see all of it. We can see all that's happening on the earth all the time. And we see the consequences of our actions all the time. And so our consciousness has to come to meet that, to match that, and to realize that we're all in this soil together. We might not want to admit that, but that's the truth. And I think that's part of our evolving consciousness right now. We're in the consciousness business here at Mile High Church. You might have noticed that. That it's what we think about and what we have in our hearts that we're living from that causes us to act in certain ways in the world. So now that we can see it, we can see all that we have in common. We can be reminded that we don't own this place. We are just borrowing it from our children for a while. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about our kids. Kind of an important thing to me. Our children have to be in relationship with the earth as well. Not just learn about it at school, but actually be in relationship with the earth. Get out in it. Robin Wall Kimmerer said that children are born with a sense of wonder. What happens to that sense of wonder as we grow up depends on how we are taught to see the world. That sense of wonder I was talking about earlier with my grandkids. We all come into the world with that. But we lose it along the way. We lose it to the culture. And it's so important in this particular time that we teach our kids and our grandkids to be out in the world, to be a part of it, to get them out there. I read this thing this week that it's been shown by certain studies that the average American child spends less than 10 minutes a day in outdoor, unstructured play. About 10 minutes a day. And over 7 hours looking at screens. So think back for a minute. Just think back to what it was like when you were a kid. How much freedom that you had. How much freedom to be outside and to play with your friends. How there was so much less fear. Was the world safer? I don't think so. But there was less fear. Our parents would let us run around outside. When we bugged our parents, which was often, that's what they'd say. Go outside. Go outside and play. That's all you really needed as a parent then. Now we have classes taught by people like me. And they'd let you go outside, and they would say, when the street lights come on, come back home. If we haven't moved, we'll let you back in. So just remind yourself of that, and it's important that we get our kids back outside. One of my favorite books about kids and nature is a book called Last Child in the Woods by Richard Louv. He coined the term nature deficit disorder to describe the growing gap between children and the natural world. He writes that the child in nature is an endangered species. Think about that for a moment. When you think about endangered species, the child in nature is an endangered species. We need to protect this time of awe and wonder that our children have available to them. Children will naturally form bonds with the earth if we let them. We just need to step back sometimes and let the mud pies happen. This is something that Richard Louv said. Passion does not arrive on a videotape or a CD. Passion is personal. Passion is lifted from the earth by the muddy hands of the young. I love that. Let's give our children permission to get muddy. Let's take them camping. Let's get them outside. Okay? Up for that? Parents and grandparents, they don't need another toy. Anybody think your kids have too many toys? Let's see those hands. Let's get them outside. While I'm here, I wanted to give a shout out to our youth ministry because Stacy Butters is doing a great job and they're doing some really good work over there, and all of them. And they'll be a part of the presentation over in the community center this morning. I hope you'll go over there. There's our teenagers over there and our young kids, and they've made a bunch of stuff and they're part of it. We still do the Seed in the Cup project every spring so the kids can learn about planting their thoughts and planting their seeds. And also this year, I think it's great that we're celebrating our 34th year of Rainbow Day Camp. Every year for 34 years, we've had this day camp here, and this year it's sold out in March, the earliest time ever for day camp. And they've got more teenage helpers than ever before, so they're going great. And I remember when we started this, it was just a group of enthusiastic parents. Our son Gabe was 4 years old at the time. And our curriculum for Rainbow Day Camp that first couple of years really maintained a high level of integrity. What it had was a kickball, a bunch of peanut butter sandwiches, and we would walk up to the park up the street and run through the sprinklers. Then we would come back and do it again and send the kids home wet every day. But they spent some time outside, and they also spent some time in a teepee with Dr. Patty. So they're learning about indigenous cultures, learning about spirit, learning about jumping to center. And I'm so proud of what they've got going on over there. And it's always good to come here and see the kids from the preschool outside too. They spend a whole bunch of time outside. So it's important to realize that we are just borrowing this world for a while. We get to enjoy it, we get to run through it, but we want to hand it off. And we want to hand it off in good shape. And that's ours to do right now on this celebration of Earth Day, and as we see the condition that our planet's in. And we want to take a look, most of all, at the condition that our consciousness is in about that. This year, our Sacred Earth Ministry is focused on what we call circular living. How can we fall more into circular living? How do we do it? We're going to be teaching about that over in the community center today. But I'll give you a hint. The main thing is that we've got to fall in love back with the earth again, like we did when we were kids. It's still available out there. And it's so important that we get out there. We live in one of the most beautiful places. And now in springtime, we're starting our gardens. All the trees are busting out into flowers, and we're in this incredible time. And it's a good time for us to remember that we are in a reciprocal relationship with Earth. I just read a thing in the paper yesterday about growing an extra row of vegetables that you can share at the end of the summer. I'm all in on that. Any gardeners here this morning? Come on. We can grow some extra food, can't we? Yep. And we can give it away. In the environmental movement, It's not going anywhere. You guys still in? Yes. Okay. We've got work to do. We've got work to do. And if you need some guidance, stop over there today and talk to some folks. You know, one of my favorite poets is a guy named John O'Donohue. He's an Irish poet, philosopher. And I got to take a course on Celtic spirituality with Reverend Zamira a couple months ago. It was just great, and it got me back into John O'Donohue, reading his books, and I have this stack of CDs, like 25 CDs from Sound True of John O'Donohue speaking. And I have it in my car. I still have a CD player in my car. I might have to keep this car forever. Right? Okay. Some of you remember CDs. Your grandparents used to have those. And I just love listening to his voice and the idea of Celtic spirituality and of people being so connected with nature that they felt nature in the trees, they felt nature in the woods and in the streams and in the ocean. It was a real part of their life. One of the things he said was, the earth is not outside us, it is within, the clay from where the tree of the body grows. The earth is not outside us, it is within, the clay from where the tree of the body grows. So let's fall into that reciprocal relationship today. What can we give back? What can we give back? The earth gives us so much because it's the earth's nature to give. One of our great founders that we really stand on as a pillar is Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote a essay called Nature. It's really when he broke into the big time. He wrote this essay called Nature. He'd had some grief in his life. His wife had died young, and he was going through an enormous time of grief, and he'd given up his pulpit as a minister, and he was finding God in nature, in the woods around him in Concord, in the patterns of nature and the sound of the woods. He was revitalized by nature around him. It became his ministry in many ways, to teach about nature and to live in nature. We can't all move into a cabin in the woods like his buddy Thoreau, but we can be aware. We can open our hearts to it. We can see it and we can feel it. So we're back to where we started, with a sense of wonder. We can reclaim that sense of wonder. This incredible place where we live, let's drink it in. We've got work to do. Here's something from Emerson. The lover of nature is one whose inward and outward senses are still truly adjusted to each other, who has retained the spirit of infancy even into the area of adulthood. So let's do that. The environmental movement is stronger than ever, and it's going to keep getting stronger. And just remember that you are a very important part of it. Let's pray together. Almighty God, creator of all things, we fall into our hearts in this moment, and we do give thanks for the gift of this miraculous planet. This amazing place that you have gifted to us to come, to learn, to grow. To grow with your Spirit absolutely inside us always. Your Spirit alive in each plant, in each vegetable. Your Spirit alive in the stars, and in every blade of grass. So we open this morning to that gift, and we commit ourselves to hold it precious and to do our work, to sustain it, and to continue this process of evolution. We know that we can't go back. That's not how life works. So we commit to go forward, to blend this technology with indigenous wisdom, to create a world that does work for everyone, where all are honored, and where we grow with spirit. I give such thanks for this amazing, amazing gift. We are blessed. So it is.
Growing with spirit, handle me with care. Give me water that is clean and fresh air. Give me love and understanding, and I'll give you back the same. 'Cause we're all in this soil together, don't you know? Oh, growing with spirit, here we grow. Oh, growing with spirit, here we grow.
I want to thank Tom and the music, and I want to thank Barry. Let's thank him. Not only did he do a talk, he did all the music.
Not only did he write the talk, he wrote all
Yeah,
the
he wrote
music.
all the music too. Some things are forever, and that's Barry Ebert. I love him. Yeah, and so right now with this incredible, incredible community, aren't we grateful for the community we have here? Let's hear it for the community. And so it's that time where we want to just share our gifts with Mile High Church, and thank you for what you do share. It brings forth so much good in community, and it continues to keep this community very strong. So I thank you for that. And I'm going to just have us do our prayer together up on the screen. Our affirmation: divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. God bless you all.
So we're going to do one of our sacred hymns here. Yes. All spiritual communities have sacred hymns. This is one of ours. That's when the voices start. Don't take long before they run from your head right to your heart. We got fears about the future, regrets about the past, and stuff we're not big investment, that war is the only way. Lots of people thinking that's the truth today, that the world is just a sandbox, game of push and shove. Other folks thinking that there's no power greater than love, and we were not left alone here to wait for peace to come. We've been given all the tools we need. Let's start using some. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. What we're thinking about. It's what we're thinking about. That's painting the scenes of our lives. Scenes of our lives. My Higher All-Stars right there.
All-Stars. Thank you, Barry. Thank you. And I'm glad that you're sitting down right now. Because I'm going to have Barry come down here when he has a second here. We have a very special acknowledgement. This is before I honored the people who are here for the first time and our practitioners. See if I can get through this. Got to raise my sail. We have two people. I'd like to have them stand. Faye and Dave. They have been with us for so long, and they're moving to California. Yeah, so we're going to miss them, something terrible, and we're going to wave to you every Sunday because you're going to be on Zoom, okay? So we thank you so much. They've been always so cheerful, always here. So thank you, and God bless. And so I know they would welcome any new members here because they once were that. So if you are here for the first time, it's crazy like this every Sunday. It's wonderful. And I'll be out at the Welcome Center in the lobby if you want to stop by there. I understand there's a gift bag there, and we're there to welcome you. And also, what else am I forgetting?
Probably a bunch of stuff.
Probably a bunch of stuff, yeah. Some announcements that we have this Wednesday.
Dr. Alan Warfel.
We have Dr. Alan Wolfelt with us, who we've talked about him. He's a master at what he does around grief. And then the following day on Thursday, we have a workshop with him. So we're so gifted. We also have on May 3rd, we have the special Labyrinth Day. You can come and be a part of that. And
Earth Day Fair.
Oh, Earth Day Fair, of course. We've been talking about it all morning. I was over there in between services, and it is really great. So stop by. Please stop by. And Jackie.
Yes, I was over there between services. Really, you should go by. There's some great tables there. The kids are there having a good time, teaching you all about the environment. But that's not why I'm up here. I'm up here because I'm teaching a class called The Art of Forgiveness that starts this Friday. It is an in-person and an online class, so you can do it either way. And it is based on the work of Desmond Tutu, which is excellent work on forgiveness. So I encourage you to sign up for that. You can go to our website, go to the classes, and sign up for Radical. Well, no, I did teach Radical Forgiveness once, too. But this is the art, the art of forgiveness. Thank you.
And if prayer is calling to you, please make yourselves available to these fine practitioners that are lined up down front here. Barry.
Okay, so thanks for being here, and we'd like you to stand now for the benediction and the peace song. Grab a hand, show a smile. So we go forth into the world right now with great and joyful work to do. We are a part of the earth. We are stardust. And what a joy it is to do this work. We are blessed beyond measure. And so it is. Amen.